Be used in pregnancy because of some of the herbal conditions. Better to use Kinder Love when you have someone that can't keep the food down. It's great for people that are bedridden and those who have difficulty breaking down tablets and capsules. I always use it in post-surgery because people don't realize that going under anesthetic, it really slows down your digestive function and so it helps. And also there's herbs here that help stimulate the healing of tissue and improve energy levels. It's also great when people are on a liquid diet. Some people who fracture, for example, you fracture your jaw. You sometimes need to be on liquid foods. I also use it for people on the go, put it in their smoothies or their shakes that they make on the go, or for athletes while they're on the go as well. Okay, now there's a couple things that I want to talk about, and that's the herbal and food ingredients that are unique to the product. One is that there's wheat germ in here, and that's rich in B vitamins, vitamin E, calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, zinc, and unsaturated fatty acids, a great source of concentrated food. There also is brewer's yeast, which is made that also is very rich in B complex vitamins and trace minerals, including chromium, which is great for blood sugar regulation. There also is brown algae, which is from kelp, that's rich in trace minerals, particularly iodine, so very good for thyroid function, keeping your thyroid function optimum. And also kelp also helps you absorb toxins from your bowels and soothes your digestive tract, so that's why it's good for the environmental toxins. Blessed thistle's there to stimulate your digestion, and so it's good for indigestion, heartburn, poor appetite. It's also a very good galactagogue to increase milk supply. Kola seeds in there is for nervous system recovery. It stimulates the central nervous system. It's an antidepressive. It tones tissue, so again, that's why it's really good for recovering from an illness. And also has a diuretic effect, which is great from recovering from surgery because you often have some increased fluids because of the IV fluids. So we're going to be looking at the unique part of Epresat, which is the whole food and the food ingredients, which add so much to the multivitamin preparation. The first thing is that it has wheat germ in it, and this is rich in many, many nutrients, vitamins and minerals, the B vitamins, vitamin E, unsaturated fatty acids. It also has brewer's yeast in it, which of course also is very rich in B vitamins and trace minerals, including chromium, which is important for blood sugar. There also is brown algae, particularly important for iodine, and the kelp also helps you absorb the toxins from your bowels, so that's why it's important for the environmental toxins. It also is a source of iodine to make thyroid hormones, so this is a very good food source of iodine. Blessed thistle is one of the herbs that is present, and that's to stimulate your digestion because that's very important when you're recovering from an illness to restart the digestive fire, is what I call it. So we use it with indigestion, heartburn, poor appetite. Kola seeds are one of the key things to help with energy recovery. It helps stimulate the central nervous system to get you that pick up and go again. It's shown to have antidepressive properties, and that's very important if you've been recovering from a long-term illness because often there's a depressive component to it because it's not easy to have an illness or surgery. It also is very important because it tones tissue, and this is very important when we're looking at recovering from an illness or from surgery because we often need help with retoning that tissue. It also has a diuretic effect, and that helps you get rid of water. And this also is an effect of surgery because often you've had a whole bunch of IV fluids and we see swelling post-surgery. So the way I use it, this particular herb is helping recovery from illness, recover from physical and mental exhaustion. So even someone who's just been under a ton of stress, this is a really nice formulation to get you going again. And of course, if there's a depression, particularly if there's a lot of weakness associated with that depression, you don't feel like you can get out of bed, that type of thing. And of course, it's great for stimulating the appetite and digestion, which is very important for recovering from long-term depression, even recovering from eating disorders, because often you've disrupted your whole digestive tract. Echinacea is present because it helps boost the immune system, which is very important around the time of having cancer or an illness or recovering from surgery. It helps stimulate the immune system, has antiviral properties, and help heal wounds. It also helps reduce the incidence of colds. Now, people often think that echinacea shouldn't be in this kind of formulation because it's supposed to be pulsed in terms of taking it some of the time and then not taking a break from that. And that was it was actually due to us translating research from Germany incorrectly. We saw in research that their immune system was declining over time, but didn't realize that people had actually in the studies stopped taking echinacea, and that was why. And we didn't actually understand that. What we currently recommend is that you take it for a couple months and then take a week off, just in case there is some effect. But the research was very actually misunderstood is what happened, and that led to a whole bunch of misunderstanding of how to prescribe echinacea. So I use it when people, I also use it when people just had, use Epresat when people have had a lot of colds and flus as their multivitamin. If they've had a recurrent vaginitis, because it helps boost their immune system. So that gives you a bit of an idea of how to use Epresat. And then we'll move on, we're going to move on to Elixir, which is also another great tonic for the digestive tract.